On the run to the first of the 15 fences, Duxtown Girl is one of the early leaders with Big Time Ben, Rock on Chicago and On My Living Life. Strategic Boy next with Just Four and Guesstimation and King Cash and Close Comet. Jumping the first of the 15 fences and away from it safely, and it's Duxtown Girl and John Barry out in front by 4 lengths or so to Big Time Ben, and then on the inside On My Living Life with jumping up well between horses Guesstimation, Rock on Chicago and King Cash, followed by Strategic Boy and Just Four, and finally Close Comet. Heading now to fence number 3 at the end of the back straight, in the lead and rising about 4 or 5 in front is Duxtown Girl from Big Time Ben and On My Living Life, Guesstimation in a share of the third. And then Rock on Chicago with Just Four and King Cash, Strategic Boy, and detached by 4 to 5 lengths is Close Comet. Heading across now to the couple of fences in the straight, which are 4 and 5 on this first of the 3 circuits. And turning in, Duxtown Girl is the leader from Big Time Ben, Guesstimation, Rock on Chicago and On My Living Life, followed on towards the 4th by Just Four, and then King Cash and Strategic Boy joined at the back by Close Comet, heading to the 5th. The fence below us, and it's Duxtown Girl who leads Big Time Ben, Guesstimation and Rock on Chicago and On My Living Life. These are followed by King Cash, and on the outside is Just Four. Close Comet has gone on from a pushed along Strategic Boy. Heading up now to the top of the track and passing the judges with 2 more circuits ahead of them and 10 fences left to jump in the Thatch and Harrigan's 5-year-old and upwards confined maiden. Favourite sent off On My Living Life as they turn now towards their starting point, and the 3 fences in a line in the back straight, with Duxtown Girl maintaining the lead over Big Time Ben. On My Living Life next on the inside of Rock on Chicago and Guesstimation. Just Four, King Cash, Close Comet, and half a dozen lengths to Strategic Boy. Rising now at fence number 6, Duxtown Girl out there in front, jumping well. Big Time Ben is second, 5-6 lengths behind the leader, and then Guesstimation and On My Living Life clearing the 7th. Mistake by Guesstimation, a bit skew with there in the air as they go now to fence number 8, and it is Duxtown Girl leading Big Time Ben. On My Living Life just third from Guesstimation, and then Rock on Chicago. King Cash on the inside of Just Four, Close Comet and Strategic Boy. Heading out of the far side once again and continuing their journey now across the far bends to fences 9 and 10 in the home straight, and it's Duxtown Girl who's made every inch of it so far. Big Time Ben has been in second throughout, and then Guesstimation and On My Living Life, Rock on Chicago and Just Four and Close Comet, who improves a further position, just racing ahead of King Cash, and finally Strategic Boy. Facing the 2 fences in the straight, Duxtown Girl just a couple of lengths leader now from Guesstimation and Big Time Ben, Rock on Chicago and On My Living Life and Close Comet and Just Four and King Cash, and they've gone away from Strategic Boy. Heading between fences 9 and 10, 6 more to jump, Duxtown Girl, John Barry from Big Time Ben, Dennis Collins with Guesstimation on the outside, and Anthony Boston. And On My Living Life, getting a bit closer, John Thomas McNamara with Rock on Chicago and Close Comet, both between horses, and then King Cash, and Just Four, and pushed along a Strategic Boy. Heading out on the final circuit, 5 more fences left to jump and about a mile to go, and Duxtown Girl is joined by Big Time Ben. These 2 now going along stride for stride. Close Comet has made steady ground up to track them, and then On My Living Life and Rock on Chicago. Guesstimation has just lost a few positions, and then King Cash and Just Four and Strategic Boy. Heading now to the 3 fences in the back straight, and all their 5 left to jump, and Big Time Ben has just headed Duxtown Girl for the first time in the race, and then Close Comet, On My Living Life and Rock on Chicago and Guesstimation. facing the first of the three fences now in the back straight, and it's Big Time Ben, landing fractionally in front of Close Comet, the improver, and then Duxtown Girl, Rock on Chicago, a few reminders for On My Living Life, and then King Cash and Just Four, Guesstimation and Strategic Boy, racing away from that fence, the fourth last, and it's Big Time Ben in front of Close Comet, and Duxtown Girl being followed by Rock on Chicago as they head now to the final fence down the back straight. Big Time Ben from On My Living Life, who's responding to pressure, and then Close Comet and King Cash and Rock on Chicago and Just Four trying to get into it. They've gone on from Strategic Boy, heading on now towards the home straight. Big Time Ben leads by half a length to Close Comet, and then On My Living Life, Rock on Chicago and King Cash, and these are being followed then by Awakening Just Four and Strategic Boy. Racing now towards the final two fences, Big Time Ben, Dennis Collins from On My Living Life, John Thomas McNamara within 3 parts, and then Close Comet and Barry John Foley with King Cash and Pa King beginning to join in. The front four covered by 2.5 to 3 lengths as they jump the second last. Big Time Ben from King Cash gone second, and then Close Comet and On My Living Life and Rock on Chicago racing down out of the final fence. It's Big Time Ben with King Cash coming there very strongly, and then On My Living Life, Rock on Chicago. Close Comet is given best. Final fence, it's Big Time Ben. Big Time Ben from King Cash and On My Living Life who's coming back at them. They're racing up to the last 100 yards. Big Time Ben from King Cash. Big Time Ben from King Cash. Big Time Ben will beat King Cash. And third is On My Living Life, and they're clear of Rock on Chicago, Close Comet and Strategic Boy.
Three-quarters of a length, 1 length, and 1.5 lengths.
Thanks. Dennis, stand in there. Dennis, stand in there.
Right, Dennis, just hold on to him there, yeah? Here we go. 1 second, I'll just check those.
1, 2.